point the finger at Benoit and say that steroids was the culprit is without any research, without, I mean, millions of people die every year, and regardless, it's always a mental problem, mental state situation. They didn't know his situation. They didn't know what he was going through, different stresses, and steroids, that's just being very, very naive about the whole thing.
Would you say irresponsible?
Totally irresponsible, but, saying that steroids is it, there's no confirmed, research saying that steroids leads to mental illness, or stress, or anything that has to do with the brain, in order to snap that way, and just basically everyday life makes you snap. You got to remember also, there are a lot of athletes, doing steroids. You cannot hide the fact, but at the same time, you got to realize that a lot of athletes are not getting into problems, and as you said earlier, when they do get into a problem, the first finger they point at is where you use steroids. Usually that's the case. We are normal people. We go through normal, stressful daily lives, and those are the things that makes anybody do anything as far as snapping or getting into a fight or just screaming and getting out of control. I mean, there's many guys out there killing their wives. What's their excuse?
That's a good point, Victor. You've been in this sport how many years?
So far, I've been in it 16 years.
16 years, and I imagine you've run across a few competitive bodybuilders who've taken steroids.
Oh, quite a few.
Have any of them killed their wives and kids?
No, they haven't killed their wives, they haven't killed their kids, they haven't, shot up a high school or anything like that. I mean, you look at steroids, okay, you cannot disperse steroids as freely as you can, but you can give Vioxx and get a heart attack, You can give a whole list of drugs. I mean, you can name thousands of drugs before any of the steroids that can actually kill you before you even get to the gym.
In all of your experience in the 16 years that you've been in bodybuilding, anyone who has died as a direct result of steroid use?
As a direct result, no.